Hi, welcome to the HLP Controls Medilog 2 Startup Guide. Your Medilog 2 box comes included with a Medilog 2 unit, a 3-meter probe with glycol vial, setup guides, date stamped calibration certificate, Velcro tape, and a micro USB cable. Testing the unit. Take your Medilog 2 and probe to test the unit. Single press the center button to activate the LCD screen. Plug the probe into the jack on the side of the unit, marked with a T. The unit will display an error message until the probe is detected. Please allow 10 to 20 seconds for the unit to detect the probe once connected. The unit now will display the current probe temperature. Single pressing the center button will now change between temperature, alarm min max, current log settings, and time and date screens. This allows you to check the current parameter settings. Installing the PC software. On a PC with administrator control, open your internet browser. In the URL search bar, type in www.hlpcontrols.com.au and press enter to access the HLP Controls website. In the top right hand corner of the website, you'll find a search bar. In this search bar, type in Medilog 2 and press enter. The results will show a Medilog 2 hyperlink under the Model Search tab. Click on this link to go to the Medilog 2 page. Once on there, you'll find all the information and specifications for the unit. Scrolling down to the bottom of the specifications box, you'll see a list of hyperlinks. Locate and press the Click here to download Windows Setup Software hyperlink. This will now prompt the download to start. Once the download is complete, open the hlplog.xcx file. Your Windows firewall may prompt a security alert, which you are able to clear. You'll now need to allow the app to make changes to the device. Follow the on-screen prompts to complete the software setup. After the setup is completed, you'll find a shortcut on your desktop as well as the application within your Start menu. Connecting the unit. The Medilog 2 comes supplied with a micro USB cable that will plug into your computer's USB slot. You'll then be able to plug the micro USB side into the left-hand side of the Medilog 2 unit. When successfully connected, a solid green light will appear on the unit and a computer icon will appear in the top right-hand side of the LCD screen. Please note, the unit will display an error message whilst the probe is not connected. Navigating the software. Once you have opened the HLP log software and connected your Medilog 2 to the computer, the software will automatically find and connect your unit and display the unit's information on the summary screen. The summary screen is used to show the unit's serial number, firmware version, and the temperature and parameter settings the device is currently using, as well as previous start, stop, and run times. To adjust any of these settings, click on the parameter icon in the top ribbon menu. In this screen, you'll be able to change the following settings. Device time is automatically recorded from the time that is currently displayed on the PC that the Medilog 2 is connected to. This time will update every time the Save Parameter button is clicked. Trip description, which is the device's name, is able to be changed to reflect the unit's individual ID. We recommend naming the individual units when using multiple loggers at the same location for identification and reporting purposes. Logging interval. This setting allows you to adjust how often the unit is taking a temperature recording. From standard, the unit is set to every 5 minutes, however it can be set from 1 minute through to 24 hours. Adjusting this setting will change the logging duration, which is a forecast of the memory available to use before the recordings are overlapped with new data. You are able to adjust that setting by changing the storage mode from circular logging to stop when full. Logging interval shortened, when enabled, will log the temperature every minute when the unit is in alarm stages. This feature is not recommended due to increased memory usage while alarmed and the risk of overwriting data if left for long periods of time. Button tone can be enabled or disabled to user preference. If enabled, a small tone will sound every time the center button is pressed. Press button should be left at enabled, as this will allow the center button to stop the unit as well as switch between the available screens. Start delay. Hour allows you to set the delay from when the unit is activated to when the unit starts logging. Factory settings have it set at 0.5 or 30 minutes, which is recommended to allow the probe to get down to temperature prior to the unit logging temperatures. Screen display time is the time in which the LCD screen on the unit will stay lit from the time the button was last pressed. This is recommended to stay at 15 seconds for battery life optimization. Temperature units can also be changed between degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit to suit user preference. Finally, the high limit temperature and low limit temperature are your two temperature set points that you want the unit to alarm in case of temperature breach, either above the high limit or below the low limit. From factory, the units are preset to a low temperature limit of 2 degrees and a high limit of 8 degrees. To save the current settings and to disconnect the unit, press Save Parameter and then exit at the top, remembering to press Save Parameter every time you connect to the unit. When the parameters have been saved successfully, a confirmation message will appear on the screen and a small audible beep will sound from the unit. Checking the unit is ready. Once the unit has been disconnected from the PC, you can now press the center button of the unit to check all parameter and time settings have been set. Setting the unit. Once the probe has been run into the fridge and you have magnetically mounted the unit to the external side of the fridge, you're able to activate the logger by holding the center button down for 5 seconds. The unit will then flash the LED and sound a beep 4 times. A flashing play icon will now appear at the top of the unit. The play icon will flash whilst the unit is in the predefined startup delay. Once the startup delay is completed, the play icon will become solid. Checking the unit. You are able to check the unit at any time by single pressing the center button. The unit will display a play and battery icon on the top of the LCD screen to represent the status of the unit. Pressing the center button will change between the following 4 screens: the current and minimum and maximum temperatures from the current logging period, the current min-max alarm settings, the average temperature, count of current logs stored, and the minute interval settings it is currently recording with. The final screen will show you the date, month, and time the unit is currently logging with. To reset the current min-max recordings, press and hold the center button for 2 seconds. This will reset the value down to 0 until the next recording. This is not available if the unit is in alarm stages. Stopping the unit. When you're ready to download the data from the unit, single press the center button to display the LCD screen and press and hold the center button for 5 seconds to stop the unit. The square stop icon will now display at the top of the LCD screen. You are now able to disconnect the probe and plug the unit into your computer. You will not be able to restart the unit until it has been plugged into the computer and the Save Parameters button has been clicked on the Parameters page in the HLP Log app. Viewing and downloading the data. Once the unit is plugged in and the HLP Log app is open, the unit will automatically download all the data from the Medi Log 2 and display the summary screen. You can now click through to the graph in the top ribbon menu. This will present a graph from the last download to the present download. You are able to view on screen or press Export to export the data into either PDF, XLS, ELT or TXT form. When an option is selected, it'll ask you where you want to save the file. Once saved, a confirmation will appear on the screen. If you want to view an extensive history of all downloaded data, you are able to click into the history in the top ribbon menu. You're able to filter between 2 set dates or choose between previous 1, 3 or 6 month preset options. Once the data has been displayed, you'll be able to see each recording history as well as the data ID, start time, total points stored, and the minimum and maximum temperatures for that period. You're able to click into any one of those recordings to access the chart from that period and export the data. Please remember, viewing the data will not reset the unit. Parameters are to be checked for accuracy and saved once completed. In case of unit alarming. When the probe reaches a temperature outside of the predefined limits, the unit will initially sound a 3-beep audible alarm, whilst also displaying the min-max alarm page. A bell icon will be displayed to represent the alarm being active, and there will be an arrow icon next to either the min or max display to indicate what limit has been exceeded. The unit will continue to log temperatures as per its predefined interval settings, and will sound a singular audible beep every minute while flashing that red LED until the unit has been plugged into the computer to have the data downloaded. Due to safety and auditing purposes, the unit will not allow you to stop recording or silence the alarm until the Save Parameters button has been clicked on the Parameters page in the HLP log app. Once the parameters are being checked and the Save Parameters button has been clicked, the unit has now been reset and is ready to start recording.